Now let's talk about the second part in this lesson, which is classification of living organisms. The living organisms are classified into groups to facilitate their studies. Due to the diversity of living organisms, they must be classified into groups. Why? To facilitate their study. So, the science which is responsible for that is known as taxonomy. The science which is responsible for classifying living organisms into groups according to their similarities and differences between them is known as taxonomy. So, what's meant by taxonomy? Taxonomy is a branch of biology that searches for the similarities and differences among living organisms. What is the meaning of that? The living organisms which have the same properties or the same characteristics, they put them in the same group. And the other organisms that differ from them, they put them in another group. According to what? According to their similar characteristics. So, among living organisms, and it places the similar ones in groups according to a certain system in order to ease their study. So we said before, living organisms are classified into different groups to facilitate their study, to ease their study. The science that search for that is known as taxonomy. Classification of living organisms. Plants are classified according to external shape and the way of reproduction, and animals are classified according to body supporting, number of legs in arthropods, presence of teeth in mammals. So we are going to talk about each one of them in details. And let's start with classification of plants according to their external shape. Some plants can't be distinguished into roots, stems, and leaves, such as algae. As you see here in front of you, algae doesn't have any roots or stem or leaves. So how can we differentiate between them? We can differentiate between them by their color. So there is a green algae, red algae, and brown algae. So the first group, plants cannot be distinguished into roots or stem or leaves. Type. What about the second group? Some plants can be distinguished into roots, stem, and leaves. So maize, corn, wheat, these plants have roots, stems, and leaves. Palm trees and camphor. As you see here in front of you, the palm tree, it has stem, leaves, and root underground. So these plants can be distinguished into roots, stem, and leaves.
تقدر تتابع كل دروسك على تطبيق مدرستنا بلس. مدرستنا، المستقبل يبدأ الآن.